Man, we got so much to cover. So many exciting things. First of all, shout out to all the volunteers from the production team. My goodness, they went from regular services to the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they flip it over to live streaming. And then we're like, hey, here's a fun one. Let's switch back and keep live streaming.
Do a hybrid.
And then the discipleship team's like, what? Because then they got to all the cleaning.
It was intense.
And it was intense. What an overall team effort from every volunteer to every staff member to our fearless, awesome pastor.
Amen.
Leading us all the way through this and knowing he had big decisions to make.
Oh, I couldn't imagine. I'm glad I didn't have to make the call.
I know. It's like, hey, pastor, glad I'm not you.
Yeah. Like, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
But yeah, the flexibility of the volunteers has just been incredible.
Amazing. And staff, too.
Right on it.
And just the support from the church body.
For sure.
You know, everyone taking it in stride, everyone knowing, hey, I'm high risk and I'm not going to come, but praise God, we're opening. What a great attitude.
Right.
And then you have those who are like, hey, we're happy we're able to come, and we love our family who's watching through live streaming as well. It's just been blessing after blessing after blessing.
Amen. That's good.
That's just great. Hey, we're doing this 3 times, so we're trying to kind of mix it up a little bit. But do you want to talk about, hey, what is it looking like? What are we doing right now? And what are the service times? And how do they get registered?
Absolutely.
And yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, so things are, like we mentioned, there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts to it. And so we do offer, as you know, because you're watching it right now, we offer live streaming for all 3 of our services, both at 8:30, which is the country gospel, and then the 9:45 and the 11, which are the contemporary services, which you'll enjoy momentarily. Should you decide to come and visit us next week, we encourage you to go online and register. Registration is going to be open right after the final service today, so that you can go online and save your seat. It's going to be super important because we expect to have even more people next week, just kind of as things continue to hopefully get better and better, not only here, but also just with the virus and everything like that, as people become more comfortable getting out and about.
A lot of people mention that. Hey, we're just going to wait a couple weeks.
I had some text messages that said, hey, is it cool if we wait a couple weeks? Absolutely. By all means, please. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable. In fact, my wife is going to be watching. In fact, hi, Summer. She's watching now.
And the cool part, too, is like we checked in and we noticed that there were a lot of people that were just jumping in there and going live. We have people viewing right now. We got Ann Price. There you are. Hi, Ann. Miss ya. Love ya. Glad you're able to tune in. And your wife is there.
Yeah, I saw her.
Careful.
Now your wife is watching, too.
Is she?
Yeah.
For real?
I see. Yeah, for real. Jim and Kirsten.
Can't get away with nothing anymore.
I'm telling you. There's nothing sacred.
So we got some announcements to make, and then we'll from the announcements, we'll go to some frequently asked questions. We got about 10 minutes before we start.
No.
You're in the background, you're about ready to see. What are you looking at behind us?
Yeah, that's a
super
good question.
cool. We've got over 45 people who just this week joined or had been joined to the connection team. They've been meeting, they've been training, they've been going over safety policies and things like that. So like you said in the early one, if you go to Lowe's or what'd you say?
I was in Home Depot this weekend.
Right.
And our protocols here are stricter than I experienced at Home Depot. So yeah, there was I'm not gonna say, these are better. I'll just put it that way. These are better.
Right
so I was surprised.
It's so distracting now because you're going to watch us like smile at the camera and try to be like those. And then I'm like, ooh, look, there's people coming in. Real people. Yeah. I see people.
I see you.
Back to the romper room little magic mirror. Yeah. Who do I see? Hey, the Holics are here.
I don't know.
Are they the first ones to get seated?
I don't know what romper room is.
Okay, someone's waving over there. Is that Lloydell? Hi, Lloydell. Lloydell wanted a shout out. You can barely see her, but if you look right there, she's jumping. Now I can see her.
I bet we can hear her.
We can hear her. Definitely hear her. But got a couple things going on. We got a couple changes in dates.
Yes,
so what do we got going on in student ministry, Luke?
Student ministry specifically, the one that's notable is camp. Camp is on. What they've done is they've changed a couple of the dates. And so they've made it a little bit shorter. I think this gives them time to sanitize everything in between the camps.
Right.
Just to make sure that everything is kosher and good to go. So you'll notice it's July 15th through the 18th. Previously it was July 13th through the 18th, I believe. And so, that's shortened up. And so you can still feel free to sign up. Same way. Online, events page, all that kind of good stuff. Now, that does affect price. Is
that
does.
Right? Okay, it's gone from $290 to $260. So nice. What was passed on to us, we pass on to others.
Yeah, so that's good. We're not going to pocket the difference. Anyway.
But I did, book a new vacation home camp.
Not funny. It's not funny at all.
Not funny? No. Shh. Awkward moment. Kids ministry. They've also made some changes, and it's hard. They've watched and watched and watched, and it's like trying to hold that VBS date, not making the decision hastily, but then there's that little bubble where it's like you got to pull a trigger, right? And so we met, talked about it. The new, that's correct. The new VBS time will be July 20th to July 24th. And so stay tuned. Unfortunately, we have to say this with everything, and we just need a lot of grace. We have to say things are subject to change. We don't like to change dates. We don't like to mess with families' rhythms and vacations and everything being planned. So we're holding out as long as possible to make the changes to these dates. Please be patient with us and know as soon as we know, you'll know. So July 20th to July 24th, we're rolling out VBS. And Promise Keepers, what have they done?
Yeah. Promise Keepers has gone digital. They're going to be virtual. It's going to be simulcast this year. Possibly in person next year, from what I understand.
Right, they're saying 2021, they hope to bring everybody back together.
Now, it's nostalgia for me. In the 90s, I was a part of Promise Keepers as a wee lad, right?
Yes.
And so I can't wait to be back in the stadium with all the men again. It's a fun experience.
It really is.
But for the time being, we'll simulcast hopefully here, assuming things are good.
That's exactly right.
Right? That's going to be great.
If things stay the way they are and continue to get better,
we'll be able to have more people.
With the proper regulations, just as you're seeing in the background, and it'll be really exciting. And men, we need this because it's that opportunity where we get together and say, okay, God, what are you telling me as a father, a son, an uncle, brothers in Christ? What are you telling us as men? That you want from us in your kingdom and your will. And
I know that's something that's near and dear to your heart and mine, is just what it means to be a man, specifically in society today. But that's another topic.
But it's exactly right, though. We've had some crazy questions.
Yeah, we've had some good ones.
One about registration.
So this one is, do I need to register every single week for Sunday services? And the answer is yes, because we need to know how many seats are saved, how many are reserved, all that kind of good stuff. And so you may sign up for this week, but not be able to make it next week. But if your name is on the roster, we're saving you a seat, and that may prevent somebody else from getting that seat. And so we do need everyone to register every single week for the Sunday service, whichever service you choose. And that's going to be open again after services today. So please go on and register as soon as they can.
Absolutely. It's exciting, isn't it?
It's great.
And it just, we expect it to grow because what we opened up with, right? Let me give it a couple weeks, see what's happening.
Right.
Man, just exciting. I don't know. I haven't seen them pop up yet, but a good friend, a couple of Crystal and I, and it's Kim and Randall Westbrook, and we just want to say, hey guys, we love you. We're so glad you're tuning in. We miss you, and giving you a big shout out. And Kim and Randall, Randall and Kim, Kim and Randall, Randall and Kim. I think I told them to say it 6 times.
Kim and Randall,
Randall and Kim,
Kim or Randall,
Kim and Randall,
Kim and
Randall and Kim. I think we got it. We got it.
She sells seashells
on a seashore. All right. Let's talk about the cleanliness and the sanitization of the church. We got just a couple more minutes before we close in prayer 3. But we've gone to great lengths. Like we said, the connection team is 45 people strong. You drive in the parking lot and you are no doubt knowing that you're being cared for.
Right.
You'll see all of us, including the staff, when we're within that 6 feet parameter. Turn on your mask, and then when we turn on the mask, we'll talk to you. But since you can't hear,
said we'll put on our masks and then we'll talk to you.
A linguist.
Gotcha.
And so, but we will, and we do. We want to make sure everybody's being honored. Some people called in and asked some questions about sanitization real quick.
Right.
And whether you decide to wear a mask or you do wear a mask, we want you to know this is a safe place for you. We fully support those who decide not to come, to take the health precautions because they're high risk, whatever. No matter what your decision is, we have a venue for you to get connected. We love you, and we support your decision full-heartedly on what you decide.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So we're going to continue to live stream? Is that going to be the norm?
Definitely. Yeah, so live stream is on. So we've heard a lot of positive feedback from the live stream. Obviously, it was the best option when we couldn't meet, and now it still seems to be a great option for those that either can't make it due to sickness or are kind of distant from the church now, have loved our church and moved away, but still want to be connected. And we've got missionary relationships in Peru and various countries that are watching and tuning in, so it helps them stay connected, which is really cool. And so, yeah, it's a permanent fixture.
Man, it's been so exciting. You showed me a little map, and am I getting close to time before I keep rambling? 2 minutes? You showed me a quick little map, and it was fun looking at all the little dots, West Virginia and Peru, and all those cool places really, where people are jumping in and watching.
It's kind of lit up, and it's just really neat to see that, we're having an impact in all of those places, which is cool.
And we hope for those of you watching and those of you listening out here in the auditorium that you actually hear the static behind us.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go so long without being near your church body, it just, I'm excited.
Yeah, to hear the voices.
The voices and the joy and everything taking place. So it's pretty cool.
It's good.
Actually.
Really good. I love it.
We're going to pray, Luke, and man, let's just pray for us to just wherever we're at, take that deep pause. Let's celebrate for those who are at home that we were able to open the doors back up for those that want to come. Let's celebrate the ones at home who are still staying connected.
Amen.
Let's celebrate our Sunday schools that are still Zooming, and they got over 90 to in some classes 40 and 50, and we got hundreds of people staying connected through Sunday schools and life groups. And we just want to celebrate what God's been doing here at Glen Meadows.